Voted by you all on the Instagram story poll, I want to share with you this somewhat funny but also very important story that happened in canon during Anakin's youth. Now, today's comic does take place on Coruscant, in Club Kassekar, where Palpatine tells Anakin to keep his hood up, that neither of them would benefit from being discovered in such a place of scum and villainy. Before we begin, I want to bring to life the atmosphere, as I usually do with the comics, and with it, the dialogue, because this is one of the first times that we get to see Palpatine's real cunning and brilliant manipulation at hand on Anakin from such a young age. As he thanks Anakin for accompanying him to the club, he tells him how he envies the Padawans, who have their entire life decided for them at such a young age, where Anakin tells him that it's truly the best thing that's ever happened to him. Palpatine responds by trying to make his anger swell, talking about how people in the club are bought and sold as slaves every single day, then apologizing for being so oblivious to his old wounds. As Anakin tries to shrug it off, he asks Palpatine why the senators don't do something about this place if it's so terrible, when the Chancellor tells him that the entire place is actually riddled with senators.
Calandris, center of the Scintilla system, powerful, reprehensible, treats the Senate as his personal bank. He makes withdrawals from every planet within his influence, trading favors for credits. I know that it happens, many do, but he is so careful. Only small amounts in each transaction. Difficult to prove, but worst of all, it works. He is one of the most influential members of the Senate, and that influence is for sale. I wish the chance cubes would turn against him.
As Palpatine continues to prod Anakin to do something that he knows he shouldn't, he tells him that if only the chance cubes could turn against him for once, then Calandris would lose a large enough amount that it would leave a massive trail, allowing Palpatine's agents to capture him and return justice to the Senate. As Calandris goes to roll, Anakin uses the Force just as Qui-Gon did in Episode 1 and made the chance cube land out of the Senator's favor, causing him to badly lose. As Palpatine threw his head back into his cloak, laughing loudly throughout the club, Calandris and his men caught wind of it, approaching the future master and apprentice.
What exactly do you think is so funny?
The senator just asked you a question.
As Anakin reaches for his lightsaber, Palpatine tells him not to do that here.
My son, he told me a joke. I laughed, nothing more. Now, if you will release me, we are done here. Actually, we were just about to leave. See that you do.
As Palpatine and Anakin leave the club, Palpatine asks him if he can move objects with the Force, as young Anakin tells him of course he can, that he is the best at it compared to all the other Padawans, even the older ones. Palpatine then asks him if the object, such as a chance cube, can be moved. Nothing is said between the two, as they both stare at one another, but they both understood just exactly what happened. Returning to Palpatine's office, he asks Anakin if he enjoys being in the temple, where Anakin tells him it's all that he's ever wanted, leaving their conversation with a few last words that make Anakin do something very irrational. Now, how many of you here, like myself, just wish Palpatine would have killed all the corrupt senators and politicians in there? I mean, just imagine when Calandris' henchmen did grab Sidious's robes, or Palpatine's I should say, he would go absolutely insane and just incinerate the whole place, leaving it in flames as him and Anakin left, telling Anakin to never speak of this again. That would have made for a very cool story. It's always interesting to see Palpatine's snaky little manipulations to get Anakin to say or think exactly what he wants without actually saying it. And being able to see him do this at such a young age and seeing their different adventures and interactions really brings light as to just how close they were in Episode 2 and 3. It makes everything make a lot more sense, don't you think? I hope you all enjoyed today's episode of Star Wars Theory. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
the Force will be with you always.